Another half year has passed. Let's look over the new developments for Transformers Mercy. If you are new here, you might be wondering, what the heck is Mercy? Well, it's a Transformers Prime fan project and what could just be the largest fan project attempted so far. It's not a movie, it's not an animation, it is way bigger. It's an interactive story game for YouTube and it's like having several sequel shows. Oh yeah, just imagine the size of that. Several fully written shows accompanied by gorgeous visuals. It isn't animated, but the story is portrayed in hundreds and hundreds of pictures, the same ones I'm showing on screen now. The idea is you get to read the story and live it with the visuals, sounds, and music. And yes, it is free. This project is free to play and is simply YouTube videos. You watch the videos and read along, and then you get a link to continue the story, or you get a few links to choose your next option. This is the same kind of format you may have seen Markiplier use. Over 60 videos are already uploaded on my YouTube account for you to play this Transformers Prime game. But wait, did you know that this is just a demo and everything's going to be improved in epic quality? I'm personally redrawing all of my Part 1 pictures to be more beautiful, and we have a fancy new game screen. Go ahead and give the game a try, and if you like it, know that it will be released in higher quality and there will be much more. Oh, there will be so much more. So Transformers Mercy begins with you playing as Predaking from Transformers Prime. At the end of the movie Predacons Rising, the Predacons corner Starscream on the throne. You start there, and you get to pick what happens to Starscream. Your options are very diverse, and you can let him go, threaten him, or get specific on how much you're going to torture him. You can even kill him. Heck, you can eat Starscream if you want. Just be warned that the more violent you are, the more violent you make baby Predaking as a person. And there may be consequences for killing Starscream. I have been writing each individual path to completion, and so you can actually continue some parts of the game all the way to the end. These are written, playable games, like those Choose Your Own Adventure storybooks, where when you reach the end of a page, it says, go to page 40, or it gives you options. So getting the entire visual game out could take many years, because there are still hundreds of pages to write and hundreds of images to get. But if you want to play long and deep Transformers Prime story games, they are here. They are ready for you, and if you follow my social media pages, you will see brand new art scenes for what you have read. So no need to wait, you can see the scripts and what is going to be made. Stick around for a few more minutes because I will explain the basic plots of these Transformers Prime sequels. If you want to help produce the project faster, please donate to Ko-fi or Patreon because this money is used to commission artists. The more donations, the more artists I can employ at a time. We're filling the gaps bit by bit, creating the visuals for every scene and every chapter in the story. I'll even offer a special deal if you donate $5 and message me a picture of an OC. I will include that character in the background of a Mercy art scene. I can keep them alive or brutally murder them, however you like. It's a huge collaboration, and around 80 different artists have contributed already. We try to have a fun time, and often my artists put their love into their art by choosing their own scenes and favorite characters to draw. Some very kind people have also volunteered art and given art scenes and concepts for free, which is super helpful for the game. Transformers Mercy is always in need of new Transformers artists, either paid or volunteer, so please reach out to me by clicking on the link in my pinned comments. That will take you to a list of my social media pages so you can reach out. If you aren't much of an artist, then perhaps you could lend your voice acting skills. It's actually way easier than you think. Characters do not need to read out their lines in the game. The focus is on the music and the atmosphere of the story, but adding emotional noises bring in a little more life. Gasping, growling, grunting, screaming, you can just grab a mic and easily donate to the project that way. Find me on social media as well if you are able to be one of the game's voices. So let's look at what this Transformers Prime game offers. IDW fans, you like the DJD, you like the scavengers, well, they are here. Be hunted by the DJD cast in one story, befriend the scavengers in another. Croc is an important character and 2 of the Mercy storylines already written to completion. Are you one of those Overlord fans? He is here as well as a major villain, both terrifying and handsome. A few obscure IDW characters become major, such as Japan, Freud, and Sunder, who is a new kind of supernatural creature. Swindle is swindling, and either you pay him or he sells your organs on the black market. All stories get one more Predacon, Ripclaw, but there will be some Transformers Prime sequel stories focused on reviving the Predacon race. You'll get all the characters who never made it into the show, those Predacons who had toys made of them. There are also some Transformers Victory characters here in Transformers Prime style, such as Leosac, Hellbat, and Devsaurus. Because I looked at Hellbat and I thought, what if he was an adorable, huggy Decepticon, and also, what if he fought zombies? These aren't just copies of the IDW versions, but reimagined characters meant to be very fresh, but familiar in some way. Prowl is an asshole, but can guide you as a police Predacon and be like a fatherly figure. Waspinator isn't just a whining comic relief character, but is strongly connected to Kaon and the DJD. Mercy is just full of these unexpected new takes. Characters are also sometimes gendered differently from their IDW versions, such as Nightbeat, Waspinator, Voss, Helix, and Tarn. This does not mean I greatly modify their body shapes or even slap eyelashes and lips on them. The lipstick application goes on to characters of any gender. This adds in more variety and representation, and female opera singer vibe Tarn is just something cool and exciting to me. This is a game of heavy backstories, horror and violence, and also exploration and love. This is not a dating game. You are not falling in love with anyone. This is you out on Cybertron or in space, making friends and enemies, living your life as your best or most evil self. The current storyline in progress, which is almost done, is the Discovery storyline. After sparing Starscream at Darkmount, Predaking, Skylynx, and Darksteel choose to live out in the Cybertronian wilderness. They are soon joined by their new sister Ripclaw. However, the world is bigger than Predaking imagined, and it isn't as easy as he thought to live alone. Starscream steps in to help, but only if the Predacons help him fend off Jetfire's hunting party. A rocky relationship turns friendly as Starscream and the Predacons explore post-war Cybertron, now flourishing with nature and animal life. The group's journey ends when they become separated underground. Predaking has only Starscream at his side, and it's up to them to find the other missing Predacons. As they search, they find abandoned laboratories of Shockwave, but an Insecticon guard named Waspinator warns them to stay away from the prisoners in stasis she was left to guard. All it takes is one to get free, before they all get free: Voss, Kaon, Helix, Tesserus, and Tarn. Now Predaking is trapped underground in the tunnels with 5 highly dangerous Decepticons, each with their own deadly ability. And they share one goal: kill Starscream, and anyone who stands in their way. You can see that all 5 DJD characters have their designs done. However, their bodies are different and they aren't even called the Decepticon Justice Division any longer. This is Loyalty, a team of experiments enhanced Decepticons with special abilities. Helix is loaded with nozzles to fire her lava, while Tesserus is mobile with a belly full of blades. Voss is like a 6-winged flying gun able to hover and aim at her own targets. Kaon clings with his sleeves. Actually, he may be the scariest of them because of how creepy and unhinged he is. Kaon is giddy, always wearing a grin on his face, and loves to hug his victims as he electrocutes and cooks them. Tarn's ability is a mystery, but they say that when she touches you, you drop dead. With these 5, your happy journey ends in underground horror. Can you protect Starscream? Can you even escape yourself? Start reading and playing this game now with the link in the description. The next story is more of a mystery horror game. Based on your Part 1 decisions, Predaking has killed and devoured Starscream, but after committing such a disturbing act of violence, his psyche is damaged. He believes Starscream deserved to die, yet nightmares of Starscream plague him, and a vengeful voice fills his mind. Going mad with hatred and hunger, Predaking succumbs to his predatory urges and begins to eat other Cybertronians in secret. But his actions have consequences. Predaking's brethren grow distant from him, the police are suspicious, and an unknown assassin targets him. Then a strangely calm psychiatrist approaches Predaking. His name is Freud, and he claims to know Predaking's crimes but promises to treat him instead of reporting him. Something is not right about Freud. His house smells like blood, and Freud offers Predaking body parts to help him with his urges. While Predaking redevelops himself in his relationships, he wonders if his psychiatrist is a serial killer, using him to destroy the evidence. However, what is really going on is more dangerous than Predaking could have imagined. Freud is not alone, something is living in his basement, and is not Cybertronian. At least, not anymore. This story is the reformed Predator storyline because Predaking starts off as an evil cannibal, but then changes for the better. Your main threat in the story is Sunder, another Predator. He is a ghoul, a being with a dark spark who eats Cybertronian parts to survive. He's horrifying, hungry, and stinky, but also a secret romantic. Sunder wasn't created as a ghoul but was made into one, and Rung knows how this happened. Rung was once friends with Freud and Sunder until the incident, and he barely escaped being eaten by transformed Sunder. Enter badass monster hunter Rung, who is like a nun with a gun. Can you and him keep the monster away? The entire story is posted in the description as well. The final fully written story is the space adventure storyline. You are Predaking, the war is over, and now you work with the other 3 Predacons at a spaceport welcoming refugees back to Cybertron. Soon you join Bumblebee's mission to travel to other planets to bring back Autobots, Decepticons, and colonists in need. Arrogant Predaking begins to learn that the war is much deeper than he ever imagined, and there are forces stronger than him in the universe. Your adventure takes a dark turn when you meet the Decepticon General Overlord, a former gladiator who presents as calm and charming, but is actually the most dangerous Cybertronian in existence. Now he has you trapped on his planet with his other prisoners, and you must discover his weakness and escape with your lives. But is escaping enough? What will it take to defeat a Decepticon who cannot be damaged? Part 2 introduces you to the concept of campaign worlds, which I used to explain the absence of armies in Transformers Prime. Where did the thousands of Autobots and Decepticons go? Well, they were sent to other worlds besides Earth to secure Energon reserves. Then the warships would return for the surprise, except they never did. This story covers the disappearance of the Ark, it reconnects Cybertron with its colonies, it brings the Starseekers pirates back into the story, and it gives you a very complicated survival game in which you have to escape Overlord's IDW G9 scenario. Except this Overlord is untouchable, invincible, and madly in love with Megatron. He is desperate to prove himself to his leader and impress him with his horde of prisoners and ships. Also, this guy is really big. Like the average Transformers Prime character is below his waist. You have to walk on eggshells or experience the many possible death scenes. So what's after this? There are still many stories to tell and final bosses to face. The next story may be World Domination, in which chaotic evil Predaking tries to have an army of Predacons cloned so that he may conquer Cybertron. Or I may write the story of Predaking innocently reviving his race to populate Cybertron. There is still a major plot in Mercy to develop as well, and that is the Viacon Mafia. Yep, these clones are about to become the most dangerous thing in the game, pulling all the strings. Led by one Viacon, all others band together and prepare to destroy the Autobots once and for all. And you can either be on the side of the Viacons or against them. There's so much that goes on following Transformers Prime, a lot of tension that would come with both Autobots and Decepticons returning to Cybertron. Optimus is gone, Megatron is missing, and do the Decepticons truly believe that Megatron denounced the Decepticon cause? There was just so much to explore that I couldn't contain it into one story. This project will take a long time to finish, yes, maybe even a decade, but it will absolutely be unforgettable and up for Transformers fans to enjoy forever. Several free shows, an interactive Transformers Prime game, you experiencing many possible sequels to the old show. We'll even close loose ends like what happened to Arachnid and the Insecticons on the moon. With your support, this game will come out faster. Please help us make this happen by becoming an artist, a voice actor for sound effects, or just donate to the project. The donation sites are in the description, and even a few dollars by many people would make a huge difference. And remember that with a $5 donation, you can reach out to me on social media to send me a picture of your OC so I can have one of my artists draw them into a game scene. This game is going places and has hundreds of concept art and art scenes already, all of which I couldn't even include in this video. And as for the fan art, there's much to enjoy. I've been showing some of it on screen, generated by the happy community of fans and collaborators of Mercy. We have memes, fan comics, and also fan animations. Kaon's concept was well loved enough that he appeared on YouTube before I even posted his chapters. In case you missed it, I also posted a song I commissioned for the game. It was called Overlord, and I'll leave the link for you in the description and at the end. One multi-talented artist on the team is also creating other songs for the game, which are still in progress. This includes a theme for Kaon and for the demon Imperius, who is based on the obscure character Lord Imperius Delirious. You can join us or follow my Tumblr or Twitter, which post nearly daily updates such as new art. Yeah, check out the old trial version of the game, the gallery on Ko-fi, the public playable written games, and the game's social media pages. Spread the word, and donate if you can.